All right, another day, another episode of The Dime. Kwab, you ready to do this?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's get into it with Dime versus Primetime. All right, this is Dime versus Primetime. This is where I take videos or clips from other shows. Kwab and I discuss, debate, all that good stuff with the clips. You ready to do this?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right, first clip comes from Tyrese Haliburton.
Name any other person that you compare to my level of a basketball player, wherever you have me ranked. Mm-hmm. If they tore their Achilles and missed 16 months, do you think that game would be on national television?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
you probably think so?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that game would be at home if not on national television?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that game would be at New Orleans?
Wait, what?
Oh, your first game? Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's
bro.
crazy.
All right, Kwab, I'm a Knicks fan. You know this. I think I hate the Indiana Pacers more than I hate mostly any team in the league, aside from the Boston Celtics, maybe.
I don't think you hate them. I think you're scared of them more than you're scared of any other team.
I respect them. But it's like a respectful hate. It's not a hate where I'm going to disrespect Pacer fans or Indiana fans at all. I think they can win the championship next year.
Yeah.
Which is why I think Tyrese Haliburton is 1,000% correct in what he's saying here.
Yes.
1,000,000% correct. Actually, I don't think he went far enough because he was talking about himself. Talk about your team. Your team deserves more respect than this. Your team, when healthy, went to the Eastern Conference Finals and then the NBA Finals, and honestly was a blown Achilles away from winning the NBA Finals. And everybody in NBA circles know that, right? The schedule makers know that. They know what team you are, right? So to put you against the New Orleans Pelicans, no offense to New Orleans, on the road to start the season with Tyrese Haliburton, who's somebody who can be an MVP candidate, who can be considered one of, if not the best pure point guard in the league when it comes to distributing the basketball, not in prime time, not on a pedestal. If this was Jason Tatum, he's on there. If it was Jalen Brunson, he's up there. If this was Luka Doncic, return of Luka. If this was SGA, return of SGA. And to me, it's not just a smack in the face to Tyrese. It's a smack in the face to Indiana. And I know there's things with ratings. I understand that Indiana's in the middle of the country and maybe they don't bring in, as much ratings or as much eyeballs as, people would like or the NBA higher-ups would like. But that's partially your fault, in my opinion, right? You have to be able to put these players and this team on the main stage in order for people to care about them, right? Tyrese Haliburton and the Indiana Pacers run a very fun offense. They play hard-nosed defense. I think the whole nation, aside from the teams that they beat going to the Thunder, fell in love with this team and their playoff run. They were very fun to watch. They were making these crazy comebacks. They have a fun playing style. Tyrese Haliburton, you can call him corny all you want. He's a really good guy. He's a fun guy. He's a nice guy. He's easy to root for if you're not a rival of his team. You got to put these guys on the main stage if you want the eyeballs to be there, right? Oklahoma City's not a big market, but you have put them on TV enough where now it's like, okay, we can put them on primetime whenever we want. We can give them 30 national games. Same thing with Indiana. They deserve more respect. Tyrese deserves more respect. I'm going to agree with him here, Kwab. What about you?
I completely agree with them. I think this is the reason why we were talking about the Pacers in our sleeper episode, how we both felt like this is a championship caliber team, right? I know last season, a lot of the team was injured, so they kind of become forgotten about, but you're getting a star player back and a team that had probably one of the most exciting playoff runs we've ever seen from like start to finish. It was, again, they lost in 7 games to the eventual champion, and the reason why a lot of people say they lost was because Hallie went down when he was going off to start the game. We don't know what would have happened.
I don't know what would have happened, but the vibes were hot. I was watching that game like, oh, the Thunder are in trouble.
It felt like the air left the room when he got hurt, man, because we were in for like one of those games, and not necessarily saying the Pacers were going to win or the Thunder were going to. It just felt like we're going to have a classic Game 7, and it got taken away from us, and now you have them coming back. It looks like the team is fully healthy. Yeah. They added pieces. Like this is going to should be one of the juggernauts in the East. And they start off on the road, like what, or at least not even on television. Like if let's say they start off on the road, the opening night game was on the road. But to me, if it was like, oh, we're gonna have a Thunder Pacers matchup and bring back that storyline,
right?
You know what I mean? There's different storylines that they could have had, and the one thing about superstars in the NBA. The NBA used to do a great job telling these stories about these teams and these players and using it to promote the product. And you have a team that runs one of the most like fun offenses, a great defensive team, has a star player that had insane moments. I'm sorry to bring this up. What they did to the Knicks during the playoffs was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he's right. He's like, yo, I'm shocked. Like, yo, I'm coming back. The team is coming back. Like, what? We can't get some love. Like, show. Come on, man. They deserve. It's to me. You can try to push back and be like, oh, well, they were hurt last year. No, it doesn't matter. Like you said, the Thunder are a team that we all watch and we all enjoy watching because even though they're a small market team, the way they're put on the national stage now, you get to watch them all the time and enjoy them as a squad. The Pacers are the same, or should be in the same caliber as a team that you can do the same for. So yeah, I completely agree with Hallie.
And for me too, it's like the first game of the whole NBA season is Pistons Celtics. To me, I don't have a problem with the Pistons or the Celtics, but to me, the Celtics would be a perfect opponent, right? Especially even if you want to put them on the road, because you're putting them in Boston, which is either one or two best arenas in the NBA, depending on who you talk to. One of the bigger markets, right? You have the Lakers and the Celtics. That's like essentially the NBA's wet dream when it comes to ratings. So you can knock two birds out with one stone here. You can have the big market, you can have the eyeballs there, and you can have Tyrese Haliburton, one of your budding superstars in this league, also playing in prime time for his return. It would be nice if it was in Indiana. I think in Indiana against the Celtics would be fantastic. It's a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. And the storyline, too, of like Jason Tatum's back from injury. I know he returned last year, but now he's fully back. Tyrese is back. These are two teams who are looking to solidify their spot in the Eastern Conference. Like it's there. It's there.
Yeah. I would even took the Pistons versus Pacers matchup, and you can have the storyline of the two young guards of the league like coming the matchup. This is probably the future of Team USA.
Yeah.
Like you
and
have,
what Tyrese just said about not being drafted by Detroit too. Like there's a whole storyline there.
There's a whole storyline there. Like there's different storylines we could have. Like I don't know. It's doable. It was doable. Like even if they had them if they threw in another game like against the Cavs or something, another Eastern Conference team, there were options. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like you understand why he feels that way. You probably understand why the Pacers feel this way, and they feel right to be like kind of disrespected in this manner.
All right, let's move on to the next clip. This is Kendrick Perkins talking about the Golden State Warriors.
When you talk about Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, and Draymond Green, every year they step foot on the floor, it's either championship or bust. It's no in between. There's no middle ground because you have a Steph Curry who's about to be 39 this year, I believe, and Steph Curry wants to win the championship. Is this a championship roster? Absolutely not.
All right, Kwab, I'm going to take it a step further than what Perkins said. All right, we got to take this a step further. Steph Curry's 39 years old.
Okay.
Now, to me, I think he should retire a Golden State Warrior. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But he's still playing at a high level. If you're not going to chase a championship here, trade him.
Whoa.
Trade him. I'm sorry.
No.
Let him go.
What?
Get assets in return.
What?
Start looking out for your future. You're going to play out the last 2-3 years of his career like not doing anything. I know this is a gap year, but last year felt like a gap year too. To me, it just feels like Mike Dunleavy does not know how to make a deal. It seems like Mike Dunleavy feels like the fantasy football player, and I know you don't play fantasy football, Kwab, but I guarantee you a lot of our listeners do. Feels like the fantasy football player who tries to like propose trades to you, and then you see the trade and you're like, this doesn't even make sense. And then after a while, you just ignore that person in your inbox because they don't know what they're doing. Yeah. And to me, that's what Mike Dunleavy feels like. It does not feel like this is purposeful, like this is on purpose. It doesn't feel like they're not making moves on purpose. I think they do have some sort of like, I don't know, I don't want to say desperation, but at least some intention on making this a championship team. Why wouldn't you go trying an offer to get Jaylen Brown? Like, what was your offer there? Like, what did that look like? Why would you kind of rest on your laurels about LeBron James? Like, the Jimmy Butler move is one move that they made that I applaud, and now, unfortunately, Jimmy's hurt. But you have to roll the punches here. You can't just depend on a rookie coming in, Yaxel, to, like, make everything better and hold water until Jimmy and Moody come back. To me, it feels like Mike Dunleavy just doesn't know how to work with other GMs or knows how to make a try. You get what I'm saying? I don't think this is purposeful. I actually think this is more of like ineptitude. That's how it feels to me. Like,
Damn.
it's that bad. It's that bad.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just it's hard to make trades when what are you offering? Like, you have to offer me something for me to get something back, right? And if to me, I've heard the whole statement about, oh, this could be a gap year for the Warriors. The Warriors and gap year really shouldn't be in the same sentence. I think the only year when it was like a gap year was when Curry was out.
Yes,
But if
that was
Curry's
that year.
yeah, that was a gap year. But if Curry's playing, there shouldn't be a gap year. The problem is that you're injured. You're down. You're injured. You don't have Moody. You don't have Jimmy Butler. You don't know consistently how Kristaps is going to be playing because of what he deals with throughout the course of the season. But if all those pieces were healthy, you might be talking about, oh, this is still a solid Warriors team, and then we'll be having that same conversation we have every year to start the year when the Warriors make that run, and we're like, oh, do this again?
Yeah, it's so tempting to like put them in the conversation of contenders. Yeah.
Contenders every year, we do it. We put them in our power rankings when they come out and go on that run, and Curry looks like Curry, and then you have these role players stepping up and making an impact. And we're like, whoa, like maybe they just need to get into playoffs, and we don't know. This year, it feels like, well, are they healthy enough? It doesn't look like that. Is there moves to be made? I don't know. If there is, like the one rumor back a couple of seasons ago that still shocks me is that they could have had Lauri Markkanen, but they didn't want to give up pods, which is weird.
Insane.
It's so
Insane.
weird. Yeah. And to me, the Warriors have a standard, and like they have a championship standard. It's like Perk said, they always play to win a championship. And when you have players of the caliber of Curry, of Draymond, they're not playing to kind of figure it out. They don't play. That's not how they play basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They play to win. That's always their vision. So I don't know what this year is gonna look like. With the injuries, with these pieces, maybe they get different players to step up and they make an impact and they're able to get into like the play-in. You never know because it is Curry.
And then I mean, they would have made the Western Conference Finals. You might predict if Curry doesn't go out with that hamstring injury against Minnesota.
Yeah. So now
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So that's a possibility. So now if you're just looking at it as well, this gives a chance for other players to kind of step up, get minutes, figure out what you have, and make an impact that way, I guess. But I don't know what move could have been made. Like, I never thought LeBron to Golden State was going to happen.
I thought it could. I thought it was very possible.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I know you loved it because I'm saying I didn't love it, but like I would have been watching every game, like every other fan.
Ratings monster, bro.
Monster. I've been tuned in, but I didn't like it. But where they are now is just like is a team that has a lot of question marks. I don't know what's going to look like as the season progresses, but this is why you play the game because you never know. But I don't think you should trade Curry. I know you're saying that's like a last ditch.
I'm not saying
effort.
it. Yeah, to clear up what I'm saying, I'm not saying it as advice to do it now. What I'm saying is you might as well. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's in kind of like a flippant, like
get a timestamp. Get a timestamp on this in case, like, when people are like, "Yo, you said trade Curry." No, that's not what he said.
I'm saying you might as well. It's in the spirit of you might as well because you're not doing anything with his last years of his career.
Exactly.
And to me, the reason why I said it feels like ineptitude because Draymond did opt out of his contract.
Yeah.
Draymond opted out so that Dunleavy could make moves. You know, he opted back in for the same amount that he was going to opt in for. Right? They signed him back to whatever his deal was, but he opted out because he's like, okay, go make moves. And I'll take a pay cut. And Dunleavy wasn't able to do anything.
But the problem is like, what are you offering me that I'll take for you to make this move? What can you give me?
Now I don't know what the behind the scenes look like, right? But there are players out there, right?
Yeah, but not definitely.
But my point is like they're not trying. Do you get what I'm saying?
They're not. Okay, good call.
It doesn't seem like there's any like effort there, or there is effort, but they're just failing at everything.
I think that might be it. I agree with you on that.
It's just kind of like, oh, well, I failed at everything I tried to do on the back end. We'll just say it's a gap year.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened. They tried. It didn't go according to plan. They put out some feelers. People were like, no, I don't want your spare parts. I don't want your spare parts just so you can get my good player.
Right.
And that's where they are now. The good thing about it, like if they go into the season, you can see there's packages out there, because every year there's disgruntled stars, there's disgruntled players. Somebody gets traded that we never expected, and it always comes down. It's like, so it could happen, but
Yeah, I didn't expect
it's looking rough right now.
Yeah,
It's looking
and
rough.
the year they traded for Jimmy, I didn't expect Jimmy to go to the Golden State Warriors. So, I mean, yeah, again, there's a lot of moves to be made. Dunleavy can make up for it at the trade deadline, but to go into the season saying it's a gap year, crazy to me. Crazy.
Crazy.
Steph's gonna be 40 next year. 40.
Crazy.
Come on.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
All right, here's the next video. Comes from Mike D'Antoni, recent inductee to the Hall of Fame.
Break the stick when you hear an offensive system better than 7 seconds or less.
All right.
Flex offense.
No, not even close. Inefficient.
Motion offense.
Motion's not bad, but again, probably inefficient.
Dribble drive motion offense.
I like that. I don't think it's better, but it's a part of what we do, so yeah.
Small ball.
Actually, that should never be small ball. Somebody coined that term. It's talent. It's skilled ball. And the taller they are, the better it is. But they have to all have skills like small guys.
Instant offense.
No.
Triangle offense.
Yeah, right. Give me Michael Jordan and Pippen. It's good, but I think in today's game it's pretty inefficient.
Post-centric offense.
Nah, you can use some of it. You can incorporate it, but it's, again, a little bit inefficient.
Steve Nash and Amari pick and roll.
Probably done as well as anybody. Stockton Malone, you can make it. So other than that, those two duos, but it's really good. No, this is not going to break. You know that.
All right, this was funny because he basically just was saying his 7 or seconds or less offense is the best offense of all time. I'm not going to sit here and make those proclamations. I'm just going to show love and give flowers to Mike D'Antoni. Yes, you see a Knick hat. Yes, I think a lot of you know that Knick fans don't really have a high approval rating for Mike D'Antoni. You are talking to someone who is a part of that minority who loved the man.
He loves Mike D.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think he's
Loves.
partially responsible for the resurrection of the New York Knicks.
Nah, you're low selling it. I've heard you with the high praises for D'Antoni. Now you're just like, he was on me. He was cool. Nah.
2010,
Yep.
2011 New York Knicks
about it.
pre-Melo team is one of my favorite Knicks teams ever. Before this Jalen Brunson era, might have been like second favorite, third favorite Knicks team ever outside of the 90s. That team was so much fun. Amari Stoudemire and D'Antoni. You say whatever you want, Carmelo Anthony. They are the ones who brought respectability back to the New York Knicks. When they traded for Melo, they were a 6 seed. That offense was humming. New York was fun again because of Mike D'Antoni's offense and because of the offense they were running. Obviously, there was a short shelf life with that roster. The ceiling was really low. I'm not under any delusions thinking that team could have won a championship. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that for the first time in a decade, Mike D'Antoni brought over a team and developed a team that made me love the Knicks like even more than I already did. That had me looking forward to Knicks games every night. And for that, I'll forever be grateful. To me, he's the most disrespected coach of all time. This is somebody who's a Robert Horry hip check away and Chris Paul hamstring away from maybe having 2 championships. He's responsible for James Harden having some of the best scoring seasons we've ever seen. The 7 or seconds left offense. Steve Nash winning MVPs. I mean, you can say whatever you want with him as far as like his substitutions patterns and things of that nature. His teams don't play defense. You cannot deny that the reason why we are where we are right now in the NBA as far as offense is concerned is because of him. He elevated whatever Don Nelson was doing, and he took it to the next level. He's, to me, just insanely underappreciated, and I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm using this clip just to throw that out there.
To give props, man. I'm a D'Antoni fan, man. He like brought fun back into basketball. The Suns were fun to watch, man.
Loved it.
The Knicks were fun to watch when he was coaching them. James Harden, like were fun to watch. The only Knicks team I liked was when Chris Duhon was leading them. That's they were fun to watch.
They were fun, but they sucked. They were
yeah. That's why. As a Nets fan, they sucked, so I enjoyed them. I think D'Antoni's system was just like was amazing. Revolutionary, just with the game of basketball. Made it exciting, but was also very, very efficient. Even when he was an assistant coach for the Nets, the year when Steve Nash was the coach, I was happy about that because I'm like, you have people behind you that you trust. So, and that what that man can do on offense and put players in certain positions, even though, yes, the Nets' big three was like the biggest failure ever, blah, blah, blah. When they were humming, they were humming. Yeah. And a lot of that had to do with the offense and the talent, but it had to do a lot with the offense. In the clip we showed, he said something that really stuck with me when he said that when he's like, small ball, and he's like, it's not small ball. He doesn't like the way it was coined. It should be skill ball, because regardless of size, you should be skilled. Yeah. And that is, to me, I was just like, thank you, because that should change. That changes the perspective of it. If you're a fan of the game, when people talk about, they're going to small ball. If you're tall and you're skilled, you can play in the position. Like we see different players now with like Vic and all these other tall players that can do multiple things on the floor, like a Jokic, and it works. So even it works in any offense. A play like we were just talking about Draymond and the Warriors. The reason why the Warriors are able to play quote unquote small ball is Draymond's ability to guard up and down the floor, but also to initiate offense and to fill in different and just be like a savant on offense and defense with his IQ. So, I mean, congrats to D'Antoni. I mean, we're gonna give him a clap, or we're gonna give him a clap while you want to give D'Antoni a clap. We'll give a clap.
I'm in a hotel room in Washington D.C. So I'm gonna be quiet, and it's like midnight. So
like clap. Like clap, D'Antoni.
Even if you're driving.
Do not clap while you're driving, even if you're in Washington. Do not clap while you're driving. Disclaimer: the dime is not responsible for injuries occurred.
I feel like there's not a lot of D'Antoni love, man. Like he was probably one of the more hated coaches in the league. Like from his Knicks tenure on, I feel like everyone made fun of him. I feel like people just disrespected him. I mean, he won a Coach of the Year in Houston again. Like after that, and I just feel like I know some people personally who like think he's ruined like basketball in the sense of like the James Harden isolation basketball type. And I wasn't a particular fan of that D'Antoni era either, but like you can't deny that worked. I mean,
it worked. They won.
They didn't win the whole thing, but I mean, you talk about a Warriors team that, in my opinion, is the best team ever built, right? The Kevin Durant Warriors, and they were the closest team to beating that team, healthy. And again, we're a Chris Paul hamstring away. I'm not saying they win that series, but like you lose Chris Paul, who still at that time was an all-star contributor. Yeah, I mean, you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. So shout out to D'Antoni. Yes, we know it's the offseason, but PrizePicks keeps it going throughout the offseason. And you know what? There's WNBA, there's MLB, there's plenty to choose from on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app. If you want to pick players, you can do so. Just pick more or less on a player's stats and lock in your lineup, and that's all you got to do. And if you'd rather pick teams, you can do that as well. Just pick the winner, the spread, or the total of any game that night. PrizePicks is now also offered in California, Texas, and Florida, in most states. All you got to do, play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. And you got to use code HMA. The link is in the description. Kwab, it's WNBA season. I'm going with my girl Paige Beckers to get doubles, to go more than whatever the assist total is, to go more than whatever the points total is, because she's absolutely killing it this year, and my Liberty are slacking.
Liberty are slacking for me too. So I'm usually going to Olivia Miles for over points. Always points, baby. You know what I mean? But she's a bucket. That's easy, baby. That's easy.
All right, Kwab, we got more to talk about.
Oh, let's go, man. Got more?
Let's get into some headlines. All right, this is Headlines. Kwab and I, we make these headlines up. You tell us if they're fake news or real news. Kwab, you tell me if it's fake news or real news. Are you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, Kwab, first headline. Here we go. Kawhi Leonard needs to pay for circumventing cap. Real or fake news? Does he have to pay? He has to pay.
He has to go plant some trees, bro. Like, I don't...
Real or fake news?
I think is...
Is it real or fake, Kwab? Answer that.
I don't know, man.
Do you want me to answer first?
You answer first, because I think this is... I'll say this. Let me say this, actually.
Okay.
This is one of the more complicated things for the NBA to handle, because Adam Silver works for the owners. For him to, like, pass punishment out to Ballmer for doing this, because there's been a long list of things that keep coming out. Every time we feel like this is over, Pablo is like, yo, hey, by the way, guys, I found another thing that's great. Did you guys know? It's like every other day. It's like,
it's crazy, dude. I'm sorry.
It's crazy. So it's like, okay, my whole thing's like, yeah, if this was happening behind the scenes, right? Which clearly it looked like it was. How come they couldn't just get him to like just show up and act like, yo, just do something,
Because
bro?
Kawhi wouldn't. Because he
just
wouldn't.
just do something. Just
wouldn't.
so like the money's coming in. Just do something, bro. So it feels legit. So to me, maybe I guess it's real news because he might get suspended some games. Bomber might get fined. Hopefully it happens so this trade can go through. This is holding up two teams because we've talked about the Raptors and how we feel like they could be contenders in the East, especially with Kawhi. They're just a very fun, talented team with Scotty Barnes. And now this is kind of like the cloud that's kind of over the team's heads, even the Clippers too. And you're kind of just in limbo. So I'm gonna say real news. Like let's get the suspension going and then let's move on at this point. What do you say? Is it real or fake news?
This is so real, bro. This is real news. This has to happen. And you know who the real victims of this are? The Toronto Raptors. They're the real victims here.
Yeah.
And I understand that you can make the argument that like, hey, they had to have known that a punishment was coming. They have had to know that there might be some type of repercussions. But in my head, if you're going to tell me Kawhi's getting suspended, but he's going to be suspended like 25 games, I still make that deal. Absolutely make that deal. Yeah. But there needs to be repercussions. There needs to be some type of ramifications for what's happening here because this is circumventing the cap. This is 1,000% circumventing. There's no, to me, the whole aspiration thing, maybe if you wanted to grant some grace and be nice, you could have been like, I don't know, this is a coincidence. But then the whole scoreboard, I don't know, what was it, Darktronics?
Darktronics, yeah.
Come on. Bro, stop.
Like,
Only
bro.
once.
It's like it's
Only once.
It's
Shame
got
on
like
me.
when stuff is happening, you're like,
Yeah.
yo, you know we see you, right?
Right.
We see you, bro. Like,
Right.
stop.
Right. Right. And the next thing we know, it's going to be like Nathan's Hot Dogs next week. And it's like, damn, you couldn't eat a hot dog in Coney Island on July 4th. It wouldn't surprise you if there's another one out there, right? Like, in other ways, they were 1,000% conspiring to circumvent the cap. I think the Clippers should get a bigger punishment than Kawhi, but I also think Kawhi needs to be punished here. And I think it needs to be significant. And I feel bad for Raptor fans because you made this deal for somebody who brought you your championship. You made this deal to kind of relive the glory days and actually have a contender in the East because with Kawhi Leonard, I think you can make a case that the Raptors are one of the better teams in the East, and now you kind of have to wait it out to see if this goes through. It's completely unfair to you. It's completely unfair to the city, and it's not your fault. Like, you didn't do this if you're the Raptors. You didn't do any of this. You're not responsible for any of this, yet you're going to pay, right? And if this trade doesn't go through, now you have the unhappy Brandon Ingram coming back. It's just kind of a mess, right? Now you have to deal with that situation, and that could just kind of blow up your whole year or put bad vibes on your year. So, to me, I feel bad for the Toronto Raptors. And again, yeah, maybe you could say they should have known better. They should have known that there was a penalty being handed down. But to me, if I'm making the deal, in my head, I'm like, at worst, Kawhi gets 50 games, right? The guy's he wants to rest anyway, so go ahead, rest 50 games. Be ready for the playoffs, and we'll go forward from there. But now it's looking like this might not even go through. But real news on the fact that he needs to be punished. He does. He does. And it needs to be a punishment. Like, it has to be like a serious, like, this can never happen again punishment.
Yeah, it needs to send a message out, but I don't know what it could be for Bomber, because to me this took two different sides for this to happen, right? For Kawhi, obviously you can suspend him from games. Bomber, if you find him, it's like, okay, well, he's rich as heck, so it doesn't really. Okay, cool.
You might have to like put a playoff ban on the Clippers. I'm so serious.
That's crazy because
It's not.
Then you're basically, again, that's the problem you run into because you don't want to destroy this relationship you have with Steve Ballmer as an owner, and I think that's what the NBA is worried about because regardless of how shady and terrible this was behind the scenes, right? Ballmer has been one of the better owners in the league.
He's fantastic. I love the guy.
Yeah, he's very enthusiastic about his team. He built the arena, all this stuff. You know what I mean?
And
Apparently,
they're probably the only ones who just got caught. Like, they're probably not the only ones who do this too. To be fair to them, doesn't make it right, right?
doesn't make it right. So now there's my other thing too. Like, if it's a significant, you know what I mean, punishment for Ballmer, what says like he doesn't come out and be like starts naming names? Like, well, Jalen Brunson only signed for $2 and
like a scared mob boss.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, well, if you're gonna get me, everybody gonna get got. Everybody gonna get.
I just don't know. I think this is agreeing with what you're saying here. I don't know the punishment that's gonna like be significant enough where it's like we're gonna find the Clippers $10 million, and then it's
Like they can't take away draft picks. They don't have any draft picks. It's
Right.
like, what do you do?
we're gonna take away draft picks for the next so and so years. Like, okay,
Yes. Okay, cool. They don't do draft picks. Like,
we'll just plant more trees and get more superstars over here.
all they have to do was plant one tree, bro.
Kawhi,
Plant
just
one
put just
tree,
one. Bro, how long does it take for you to just put a seed in the ground?
bro.
It's insane.
They could have got somebody to like Photoshop him playing trees and be like, look, see, he showed up. What are you guys talking about?
Ridiculous.
And now Kawhi looks unbothered. I think he's in like China, just like
You don't care, bro. You
He's
don't
just chilling, living.
That money
living
hit the
life.
bank already.
Oh yeah, it's clean. It's gone. It's gone.
gone.
So
All right, next headline. Here we go. Peyton Watson of Cleveland makes Cavs East favorites. Kwab, real or fake news?
fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. I think it's fake news. I know that the Cavs just traded Dennis Schroeder for Trey Mann just to kind of open up a little more money and get him out the aprons. Aprons again. I'm so like
Yeah. We're not the podcast together.
not the podcast for the money aprons, but it's been put out there that they are trying to get Peyton Watson or Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know how both players will push them over the top to like
Peyton way more than Kuminga. But go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, but the problem with that is that for them to get either player, they have to give up some of their pieces too. Like I think Max Strus would have to be involved and other
Strus,
players.
yeah.
And Strus to us felt like the most valuable player during the playoffs.
Bro, every time we had a Cavs video last year, the comments would be like, "Don't forget about Max Strus. He
Strus.
hasn't returned yet. Don't forget Max Strus. He hasn't returned yet." It's like we know, we got
You
it,
know,
bro. Relax.
Like wait till Strus gets back. And when Strus got back, I mean, he made an impact.
Yeah,
So he made a great impact. So I don't know if getting either player, man. Obviously, Payton would make a huge difference, but with the Cavs, it comes down to would he be a good fit with your core four, and how does it look for them when they get into the playoffs? Because that's a team, we know what they can do during the regular season. They, especially with Kenny Atkinson, the way he's able to run offense and open it up, it's just that they always hit these weird marks or I don't know, weird walls come playoff time, and they did it against the Knicks. The Knicks obviously were the better team, but the way that we watched certain players kind of falter when the lights got bright. Not you, Jared Allen. You were fantastic, but certain players not like playing up to form when during playoff time was very concerning. I don't know if Peyton Watson is the answer to that, or even if Kuminga is the answer for that. But in order to get these players, you're gonna lose different players, and I think even them losing, I think losing Dennis was big, because I think Dennis had a good impact for the team. So
Yeah.
I don't think this makes them championship contenders if they get Peyton Watson. What do you think? Real or fake news?
I think it's fake news, even though I do think it makes them better. I think it makes them significantly better. I think Peyton Watson's somebody you can insert to the starting lineup, and he's somebody who is a good wing defender. So now you have somebody who can guard. I'll just use the Knicks as an example, an OG Anunoby maybe, or Mikal Bridges if need be. He's somebody who can hit the three. He's somebody who can create his own offense. He can run the break. He can do everything. He's a very good basketball player, and he's young. So you're also setting yourself up for the future, right? Who knows how long this Donovan Mitchell, James Harden era is going to last? You know, they're talking extension with James Harden right now, but I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know how long he's going to stay on the Cavs. James Harden kind of has a tendency to not really fulfill his whole contract with the basketball team. So who knows what happens here? And if that goes awry, you have someone in Peyton Watson who can be part of a core that you build around for your next era. He could be a part of this era, and he could be a part of the next era. I like Peyton Watson a lot. I think he's a very valuable person to have on your basketball team. And to be honest with you, I would rather him 100 out of 100 times over Jonathan Kuminga. Now, I think he makes the Cavs better, but I think the Cavs kind of have the stench on them where it's like no one believes in them. And this is a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, right? They were in the Final Four. And in game one, they were kicking the crap out of the Knicks. Who knows if that game goes differently, how that series turns out. Maybe they have more confidence. I don't know. I'm not going to sit back and retroactively try to change that series. You could see the hat. I'm very happy how it turned out. But I think, there's still something about the Cavs that people just don't believe in, right? I mean, I think you look at Philadelphia and immediately people are like, oh yeah, now they're better than the Cavs. You think about Boston, you're like, oh, Tatum's healthy, or now they're better than the Cavs. Oh, the Pacers are back, now they're better than the Cavs. Like, I just don't think people respect the Cavs, and I don't know if it's because of the core or the talent, but to me, like, there's always going to be a part of me that takes them seriously enough to be contenders, but they're never going to be a favorite to me. I think 2 years ago, you and I were so high on them. When they were the 1 seed, I was convinced they were going to the finals that year.
Same.
They lost to Indiana. I know there was injuries and things of that nature that you need context when you're talking about these things. But I do think that there is some sort of ceiling with what this team is now. I think Peyton maybe raises that ceiling. I just don't think that ceiling is high enough to beat a Knicks team in 7. I don't know what Philly looks like, but the Pacers again in 7. I just don't think they're there. But I think it's a step in the right direction. So fake news, but if I was a Cavs fan, I'd be encouraged.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. It raises your ceiling, but I also feel like it also can also hurt them. Just because you're going to lose what makes the Cavs is their options off the bench made them very effective too. And
You still have Merrill.
you have Merrill, but then you might have, like, just Merrill. You already lost Dean Wade. You might have to give up Jalen Tyson too in that trade.
That
Like,
would-
it's
yeah.
it's a lot. So that's my whole thing. Like it's
Ty
like
Jerome's not walking through that door.
Ty Jerome. Bring back Ty Jerome. That's the problem. Bring back Ty Jerome. Most improved player, Ty Jerome, coming up next year. You heard it here first. Nah, man, but I agree with you, man. I can see a Peyton Watson raising their ceiling way more than maybe a Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know if Jonathan Kuminga is a fit for their lineup, for that core 4 lineup. Peyton Watson would be a better fit, but it depends on what you have to give to get him. I think that makes a big difference. We'll see what it looks like, but again, your point you made about the fact that not that they've fallen short in the playoffs. I think it's how they fall short in the playoffs.
It's how.
It's kind of becomes a thing that's the cloud over them, where people look at them and don't view them as contenders. But with the talent they have, they can mollywop you any day.
Yes.
Like, they could. It's just what it is, and I think that's part of the reason why we enjoy watching the Cavs, because we know what is there, and different versions of this team that we've seen from 2 years ago till now. There's still a lot of talent there. So Peyton Watson could help, but also it could hurt losing a lot of key pieces that have helped elevate this team.
All right, here we go. Last headline. Russell Westbrook. Underrated and underappreciated career. Kwab, real or fake news?
Real news, man. Real news. Like, we're gonna give a little clap for Russell Westbrook retiring, man. It's a sad day. It's a sad day. Clap it up. Clap it up, Josh. Clap it up, Josh. Clap it up, Josh. Even if you're driving, clap it up. Even though I'm saying it. Clap it up. Thank you. Clap it up, Josh. Man, Mr. Triple Double. Apparently, maybe he didn't say it, but he might have said it in his in the DMs. KD called him the Triple Double Cocaine Bear. Russ, I think Russ was underappreciated in the fact that his ability to always go all out every time, and there wasn't a time when you watched him, you didn't think he was going to bring it.
Yeah.
What he did, especially post KD, in terms of being an MVP, averaging triple doubles, being one of the best guards in the league. It's sad because we're losing like some of these point guards that kind of defined the NBA for us for a long time. The Chris Pauls, the Derrick Roses, and now Russ. I think the amazing thing now, and it sucks that, like, yes, he's gonna get his flowers now, but a lot of stories are gonna come out now about stuff he did that nobody really knows about, especially in the community, in terms of like family and teammates. He's one of those players where you could tell like all his teammates loved him, regardless of what he did on the floor. Like he had some crazy moments, but you could always tell his teammates respected him and loved him, and he always had their back from day one, and he made an impact in the game of basketball. So congratulations to him on retirement, man. Man, very underrated and underappreciated. Josh?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Say something nice. Say something nice.
I'm gonna say a lot of nice things about Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
And I need the audience to know the context, though. Russell Westbrook is one of my least favorite players of all time.
Okay.
With that said, I'm not an idiot. Man was phenomenal. He's a Hall of Famer. I won't get into the reason why he's one of them because it's not the time now. You could probably guess. To me, I'm actually going to say this is real news because I think a lot of times when people talk about Russell Westbrook, they talk about his motor and he plays hard. And it's like, no, the guy was skilled too. Like you have to be skilled to do what he did and put the stats he put up. How he did it's another thing. We can have a whole conversation about that. But I think a lot of times, like, people talk about Russell Westbrook in the sense where it's like, he tried really hard and that's what made him great, which is true. What also made him great was that he was a freaking phenomenal talent. Like, he was explosive. He will dunk on everybody. He did have a mid-range here and there. I mean, his three-ball came and went, and he was a very streaky shooter from there. But he could score. He will find a way to score, and he will find a way to make his teammates better, and he will find a way to leave an imprint on the game. Every game he played in had an imprint. Now, sometimes it was a confusing imprint, but it always had an imprint. And I'm going to say it's real news because I do think that his reputation, even this positive reputation, is based off just the effort, which I think everyone should appreciate. And I think sometimes overlooked is his ability to actually play the basketball game. And so I will say that. And that's coming from someone who has gone viral hating on him. Listen, I'm not a hater.
You're not a hater. You're not a hater.
There are two basketball players in my life who just couldn't. He's one of them. But
you like what you like.
But I'll also say this again. I'm not an idiot. Hall of Famer, fantastic basketball player. From everything I hear, he's a fantastic human being, which is a reason why I stopped talking shit about him. If I'm just being completely honest with you, you get to an age where, you grow up and then you realize these guys have a family, these guys are making money, these guys have not so much of that feelings, but they're like to talk crap about them when they don't know you, to talk crap about them when they can't respond to you, and honestly to talk crap about them as if I can hold a candle to what he can do. It's like, that's why we keep it positive here on the Dime. I have nothing bad to say about him anymore. I said what I had to say back in the day. I don't think I've talked crap about him since before the pandemic. But I think a lot of you can tell how good a person is or how good of a person they are based off of how their haters and enemies talk about them. And I'm telling you, as someone who I'm being very forthright right now, just did not enjoy watching that man play. But I will say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and somebody who has my respect and somebody who is one of the greatest point guards ever to play the game.
Yeah, shout out Brody, man. He did the damn thing.
Was that positive enough for you?
I was so positive. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You guys knew what was going on behind the scenes. That was amazing, man. That was amazing. Yeah, man. Great career. Great career by
fantastic
Russell,
career,
man.
MVP, man.
Yeah.
There's so many positive things you'd say about him, and again, like, maybe me hating on someone is not as bad as like other people hating on him. Like,
I think hating is always such a strong word. We can be a lot of times we're critical of certain players. We make jokes, but we also know that we got to be careful about how we say certain things.
We don't hate on the spot. We just don't.
We don't, because at the end of the day, these are still human beings. We sometimes take away the human element when it comes to sports, when it comes to these players. We don't, because we just kind of elevate them as like superhuman because of how they play on the court and all this, but they also are human beings. They also have feelings. They're also positive people in the community and all that. And
it's just corny, dude. Like, it's corny to hate at this. I've reached an age where it's like, and I was never really a hater to begin with. I mean, when I hate, but like, I'm not someone who picks out things to hate. Yeah. I just think I've reached an age or a point in my life where it's corny to be a hater. It just is. Like, you like what you like, which is fine. But you don't have to go around like hate watching things, and you don't have to go around telling everybody you hate this or like finding reasons to hate. And
yeah, I mean, it's different. I hate the Knicks, so that's not going to change. That's life.
All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of The Dime. Thank you for joining us. Listen, you can follow us over at The Dime NBA. We're going to get the socials going pretty soon. I'm Josh. He's Kwab. We'll have more for you when Peyton Watson signs, when Jalen Duren signs. There's a lot of free agents still to sign that we're probably going to do reaction videos to. So stay tuned for that. We'll be starting our season preview soon. So we're going to be doing previews of we're going to try to do all the teams. Realistically, I don't know if we're going to do it, but we're going to try.
We're gonna try. Yeah.
So stay tuned for that as well. We're going to have other hosts of other podcasts on to kind of, give us the rundown on their team. So look out for that. All that good stuff. Follow us over at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh. He's Kwab. We'll see you next time for an episode of the Dime. Peace.